Warning: this video aims to teach you the main commands and features of CMD. It's a very fast tutorial, so you might need to pause the video from time to time, but I promise you that it will teach you enough to get really good at CMD. Enjoy. Part 1. Basics. Create a folder with makedir command. To enter the folder, use cd, which means change directory. To go back, use cd with 2 dots. To clean the screen, use cls, stands for clear screen. Now let's display a text on the screen. Use the echo command and the text you want. To output the text into a file, use the greater sign with echo and the name of the file. Now we have a new file. To see what is in our directory, we use the dir command. To read the file we created, we use the type command. Let's try to add another line. It did not work. We actually overwrote the file. To append to a file, we use double greater signs. To rename the file, use the rename command. To copy the file, use the copy command. To delete a file, use the del command. Now let's create a new folder. Let's use md. It is the same as makedir. Then let's move the file with the move command. We could change the file's name as well. The file is gone, and here is our file in the next folder. Now let's learn how to delete a folder, not a file. We could delete our file like this, but we want to delete the whole folder. We use the rmdir command, which stands for remove directory. It says that the folder is not empty, so it cannot remove it. In this case, we are going to use a flag, just like this. A flag is like a switch that changes the behavior of a command. The S flag here tells the command to delete even when the folder is not empty. Each command has its own flags. For example, these are the flags of the rmdir command. If we had used the Q flag, which lets the deletion happen quietly, we would not see this confirmation message. And our folder is deleted. Now let's go back one folder and delete our empty folder. And the folder we start with has been deleted. You could use rd as well to remove a directory. It is the same as rmdir. These are all the commands we've learned and practiced so far in this video to work with files and folders. I asked ChatGPT to make the table because I couldn't find a table maker website. Maybe that's a SaaS idea for you. Part 2. Pro moves. Let's merge some commands. Let's create a folder and a text file. We talked about appending, but how could we prepend text, like adding something to the beginning? Well, there's no direct command for that, but we can do it by mixing a few commands together. Let's mix 2 echo commands. To use 2 commands together in Windows CMD, we use the AND sign, just like this. Now let's mix echo and type. Here's how we want our file to look, so let's output this to a file. And it gave us a very strange result. But here is what happened. Greater than file.txt erases the file first. Then the echo command runs and writes to the file, and then the type command reads what is in the file, which is the echo line, and writes it as well. So the right way to do this is to write everything into a temporary file. Then move the temporary file to the file we want. Now the temporary file is deleted and our file has been overwritten the way we want. Now let's jump into something else. Did you know that we can declare variables as well? Check this out. We declare variables using the set command, followed by the name, an equal sign, and then the value of the variable. Now let's test it with echo. Next, let's create a file name variable and then create a simple Python hello world program. Output it to our file and run it. See? Here is the hello world output. Now let's talk about the for command. It is like for loops in programming languages that run through files, a range of numbers, or sometimes text. Here is how a for loop runs through all the files in a folder and returns their names. Notice that we use 1% sign for the for loop variable, not 2, like the variables we declare with the set command. That's because these are technically temporary placeholders, not variables stored in memory, and they cannot be used outside the loop. Here is a loop that runs only on the .txt files. Here is a loop that runs over a range of numbers using the /l command, where we specify the start, step, and end numbers. And here is a basic script that allows us to rename all the files by adding the new prefix to their names. Part 3. Fancy commands. You can change the color of the command window with the color command. If you use one hex digit, it changes only the font color. If you use two, the first digit changes the background and the second changes the font. You can type color with the H flag to see all the available colors. You can see the date with the date command, and you can also modify it if you open CMD with administrator privileges. There are some built-in variables you can use, like CD for the current directory or DATE for the current date. You can see all built-in variables by typing set and pressing enter. You can also view a directory as a tree using the tree command. You should enter the directory starting from the drive, like this. In this case, I'm just going to use the CD variable. You can enter multiple inputs for some commands like del to delete multiple files at once or create and delete multiple folders. You can also change the title of the command prompt window using the title command. The purpose of this video is to give you an idea about CMD, how it works and its main functionalities. If you want to learn about all the commands, just Google CMD commands, click the first link, and explore the different commands and their flags. You can also find the link in the description as well. If you found this video helpful, you can support me by liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching.